I'm going to show you how you make this cute little drawstring bag. Just like that. These are what you need. You need the main material, main fabric, or yarn. You need a white one or a different color one. Needle. I'm using a 4mm hook. Scissors. I'm using a size 4 yarn. And this is a cotton, classic cotton. Make sure it's a loose stitch so it's nice and soft. All right, have fun. So let's get started. First thing is going into the middle here, and I like to do pulling out the center. Just reach in here. Hope I grab part of it and pull it out and try and find the end somewhere. There it is. There it is. We're gonna make a slip knot. So I take about probably 4-finger width, and I'm gonna cross it over my pointer finger and see where that little cross is. Pinch it. Then I'm going to go under the front. I'm going to cove my hook, grab the back and pull it through. Grab both the tail and this yarn and pull it up and tighten it. Then the skein yarn, I call that because it's attached to the skein. I'm going to pull that to tighten the knot on the hook. Not all the way, just a little bit. Just enough for you to be able to pull the hook through. Now we're going to chain 17. So I hold it, I wrap it around my pinky, bring it over my pointer finger, hold on to the knot with my middle finger and my thumb. Go yarn over because it's over the hook, then pull the hook down and pull it through. That's one. Then do it again. 2, 3, and make sure you have loose ones, okay? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and kind of loose there, so tighten it up by pulling it up, and 17. So that's 17. Okay, now you have the front, which looks like a little V. Turn it over, and you have the little back bumps. We're going to work on the back bumps. So I'm going to do double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, third bump from the hook, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to push my hook through, use my pointer finger for my right hand, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through that one, yarn over, pull the first 2 loops from the hook, yarn over, pull through those 2. Let's do it again. Yarn over the hump, bump in the back, yarn over, pull through the first one back through the loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through those 2, and you keep going till all the hook pumps in the back are done. All right, keep I like working through the back of the bumps because the bottom of the bag seems to be tighter. And plus, when we go around to the other side, it's a lot easier to find the chains, the front of the chains, the other side of the chains. But it's mainly the tightness of the bottom of the bag or the pouch that we're making. I feel it looks a little bit cleaner when you work through the back of the bumps. And sometimes you have, because of this yarn, it kind of splits pretty easily, so you just have to kind of watch and make sure you grab all the little yarns or that you don't accidentally split it. Don't rush it, just take your time. All right, now we're getting to the last one. So right there, that's the bump I'm talking about. So yarn over, go through this, just one strand of yarn. Okay, now we're on the other side. So the other side looks like that. So this, we're gonna go, I'm gonna hide the tail in the back side. So yarn over. We're actually gonna go through the same one that we just did here, because we're gonna go on this side here. It's gonna be a little difficult. I mean, you go through it the same way, but it usually put this yarn over the bump, the knot, and do the same things. The next one's a little bit longer, so you're gonna go to the, not the first one, we're gonna go in the second one here. And we're going over the tail, so the tail's kind of gonna be hidden. Pull through. And again, we keep going until we get to the end. And just go over, oops, so see how I split that by accident? So we're just gonna pull that through and get all those little strands. Yeah, sometimes gotta take it out and do it again. You should go over both, or under both of the V's. So you saw the V, right? So there's the V. So we already did that one, so we're going to the next one. And sometimes I end up pulling the tail a little bit because it might be getting bunched up here, but and the next one. This is kind of why you want to make sure that it's a loose chain so that you're not fighting this part. And sometimes I over pull it so I can hopefully try and hide the bottom of the tail underneath. So I'll pull it, kind of gather it a little bit, and I'll pull it out. Okay, so we only have a few more to do. I think 2 more. So the last one, all right, so the last, you can see that there's one more right there, and this is that double crochet, or the extra 2 right here. So then we'll do the last one. Then you can cut off the tail, that leftover tail right there, you can cut it off. Okay. So now we have the chain 2, 1, 2, that's like when we did the 15 or the 17. So 15 is what we ended up here. So 15, 16, 17. So this is the top of the double crochet. So in the next row, I'm going to slip stitch in the top V that you see. Okay, slip stitch is just yarn over and pull through both of those. And then I pull it up and I see how this one moves. This one I'm going to tighten. So I tighten that chain right there. Then I pull it back down. So right here I'm going to chain 1. Then I'm going to go back into the first V, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 2, so then I yarn over, pull through those 2, and then I'm going to go back in this loop, go in, yarn over, pull through that one, back that one, then we yarn over, pull through. This actually one is used for making flat sides when you're doing like a double crochet blanket or something. So now we're going to do double crochets all the way around till you get to the very end, back over here. Yarn over and just go through each. There's no increase or anything, you just keep going around. So double crochet, go to the next V, and you keep going around all the way. All right, I'm not gonna have you see all of this all the way through, so I will cut it to the end. All right, we're getting to the very end, so we go. And you should have 30 double crochets, including the first one. All right, so if we count, should have 29. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so that's 29, so we have 1 more to do. So that's 30, because remember that one that I tightened really tight? It's right there. So this is the last one. So remember it's at the top, so this is the tight one, that's 2, so this is the top, so we're gonna do another slip stitch right there. That's the first chain. You can also put a chain marker here if you wanted to. Okay, remember, pull it up, pull this one tight, kind of hide that little chain, pull it down. Okay, this is going to be the first double crochet, so we're going to chain 1. You're going to go chain 1, put this through the first V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Then we're going to go through the front one, or the one on the left, just the one yarn over, pull through the one, then pull through and pull through both. So you could put a chain marker right here because that would be the first chain on the double crochet. Okay, so now double crochet, go through. And actually at this point, you can cut this off in case you don't need that tail anymore. Okay, I cut it off and throw it away. So now you can actually push, and then you'll be working on the outside now. So, oops, there we go. Make sure we're doing it the right way. So just double crochet all the way around. And you keep going until you probably have about 9 rows. Okay, going all the way up. So just keep going. I'm gonna pause it and then we get to the end and I'll show you how we finish. So how's everyone going? So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it looks like. Just keep going. I'm starting the 5th row. All right, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm on the final connection here to the top. So again, we do the slip stitch in the top. Pull that tight. Now we're going to cut a tail. And make it about 8 inches or so. And then we're just gonna pull the yarn all the way through till we get to that spot. Now we're going to take our needle and we're gonna finish off this piece. So like that. All right, so now we're going to take this. I just kind of pull it around and then go back up till we get to that. Pull it, and now I'm gonna kind of hide the tail, and I do a lot to try and kind of make the tail. I go through stitches. All right. So on the inside, I kind of just follow any of the thick pieces of yarn, or you know, the knots and everything. So I just go under and through here. And then every now and then I'll put a slip, you know, or not a slip knot, but I'll go through one of these areas where I poke hole and see how I brought this is gonna go, you brought it up and through here, and now when I pull it, I do kind of like a little knot, and now I'm gonna go around. And I just keep doing this, and I just like to hide the yarn tail, and so yeah, I just keep going around. And when I feel like I've done enough, then I'll cut it. I'll do a little bit more. Sometimes I like to do the whole, you know, what I cut off, I like to do the whole thing. Just, I don't know why, but we can actually cut it off. Here. Let me throw that away. Let me just, okay, so that is the bag. Now we're going to do the drawstring. Now the drawstring, I should use another, I'm gonna use white. So Sorry about that. So we're gonna leave a you know, probably 3-4 inch tail. We're gonna do a slip knot. So remember, wrap it around your finger. And we're gonna just do a chain. So this is like 30 around. So we want it to kind of stick out a little bit. So we'll do about 46 and we'll see how that feels. So just remember how you chain. So I'm gonna pause it and then I'm gonna come back when I've done my chain of 40, and then we're gonna check it to make sure that it goes all the way around and stuff, okay? So do 40 and then we'll come back. Okay, once I chain 40, then I'm gonna check it and then make sure that that's enough to go around and have a little bit left over. So let me do 45. So this is 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45. Okay, I think 45 should do it. So, and I know it's gonna be tight, but okay, so 45 is good. So now we cut our tail. Pull that through, pull it tight, and we're gonna do another one, okay? All right, now we're gonna string it. Make sure you have 30 loops around there. One of them I did, I had 31, so I kind of increased it somewhere. But I counted, and there's 30 around here. All right, so we're gonna start at the end where there's a hole. We're start at this one. Okay, so we're in the middle right there. So I'm gonna take my string, my crochet chain, I'm gonna take one of the ends and I'm actually gonna go here, go under, hook it and pull it through that. And pull it about halfway through. Okay, because we're gonna end up at the end right there. So go under, then over two. Take that and pull it through. Under, over. Okay, and this is should be 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is the 15th one. Around that loop. Okay, where I should this I cut. Right here, we're gonna go under one because I did the under one right there. Under one. Through. Like that. Under two, over two. Under two, so over two, 1, 2, under two. This is over two, under two. All right, now we want to go through okay, we're gonna go over one, under one. Like that. I'm gonna tie that. Don't pull it too tight, don't want to break it. Okay. Okay. And then we string the other side. Okay. This, we're just basically going to follow this pattern all the way around. So we're going to start with this. We're going to go under one. We're actually going to pull it all the way through till we have just a little bit of a tail. So remember, just follow this, how you did this. So we can kind of like go around. So it's over two, under two, over two, under two. And again like this. Now we have one here, so under one. And then over two, under two, over two. Pull all the way through. Then we just bypass this part and go under two, over two, under one. Yep, I was holding on to that. Okay, pull all the way through. Under two, over two, under two. And then this is over two, under one. Okay, now we can pull this. Try to get them somewhat even. And we're going to tie it into a knot. Cross the two. Pull it as tight as you can to the knots. And then pull it as tight as you can. And pull that. Oops. Happens sometimes where one gets kind of a little looser. But you can also pull it all. There we go. Okay, I think that's as tight as it can go. Yeah. If you pull too hard, then you're just gonna break the yarn. Okay, so we'll cut that. Leave a little bit, tiny tail. And then we're gonna open it, and then you just pull these, and it closes. Open. There you go.